Greetings, General Superintendent Dr. David Graves, and greetings to you, our National Director, Dr. Ian Fitzpatrick, Reverend Gordon McCann. I bring you greetings, and of course the church family across this beautiful district, Canada Pacific. And I especially bring my greetings to my church family at Legacy. It's my joy and privilege to bring to you my second report as pastor of Legacy Church. It has been just under 2 years since Community and Legacy had merged together. We began this journey with the understanding that we would need to provide plenty of opportunities for our members to build a sense of unity and purpose. It has been almost 15 months since we have actually had a live worship service together. For some, this time apart has been extremely difficult. This past year, 3 longtime members of our church family, true servants of Jesus in his church, went on to be with the Lord. Roy Hepworth, Percy Preeb, Carol Ayotte. Being unable to bring the church together to mourn with the families, but also to celebrate their life of victorious faith has been a deeply missed part of being the church this past year. And yet, in wonderful ways, I have witnessed the goodness of God in and through the congregation. I cannot say enough about the dedication and heart of this church, and I wish I could tell the stories of how each one has given of themselves and been a beautiful reflection of God's love. Our church members have been committed to continue meeting for prayer and discipleship, even if it meant doing it virtually. One example is our adult Sunday school teacher, who probably had never created a YouTube video in his life. He enlisted the help of his son, and together they produced a weekly Sunday school lesson online for our church family. The most beautiful part of it was that they interviewed a different member of our congregation each week, where they were able to share the story of how they came to know the Lord. What a wonderful way for our church family to get to know each other. Our members have also continued to be active in the community. The food bank, which was previously a drop-in on a Sunday for our box of non-perishable goods, now under the leadership of Paul and Crystal, deliver food hampers, even with fresh dairy, eggs, and milk and bread, directly to the homes of several families in need. Mary Jane Holmquist has continued to lead our support of a Surrey Inner School, which has involved food hampers, bread distribution, Christmas gifts for the students, staff appreciation, and even a pumpkin patch created for the students, where each student could have their own pumpkin. Announced this month, Legacy Church will be the recipient of the 2021 BC Principals and Vice Principals Association Partnership Award. That just simply means that we have been recognized and honored as a group who have, over an extended period of time, shared their time, energy, and expertise to support schools. We are deeply honored and glorify God for that recognition. Through special home deliveries of balloons or flowers, we have heard how people were touched, that the church would think of them. We hope this is a reminder that God continues to look after them, that God cares for each one. We have also gone through some major renovations at the church, and Ron and Laura have tirelessly given themselves to that work. Our church family continues to find opportunities to share their faith, make phone calls to someone who needs encouragement, and pray for one another. We also added 3 new staff members this past year. Isn't it amazing what the Lord can do when it seems like we've lost everything we thought was essential, everything that we thought defined us as a church? God is truly amazing. I am thankful for the continued support of Pastor Lorna and the church board. I'm also blessed by a wonderful wife, Tanya, and my family that are a constant encouragement to me. This year has been a steep learning curve for me. I don't have the time here to describe the journey that I have been on throughout the year, but I have been constantly reminded that I cannot do anything without God's help. Where I fail, He provides redemption and new opportunities to honor Him. Where I fall short, He provides the strength and wisdom and support through others that accomplishes what He desires. There is one moment this past year when it seemed like the bottom had just fallen out on everything. But it was my church board that helped me to keep my head up, trusting that God would work everything out. God has helped me grow in so many ways through this time that it felt strange. This strange year somehow was designed just for me, and just for my growth. Isn't it amazing how God does that for each of us when we commit our lives to Him? I desire to be faithful to God's calling to be a pastor and to continually grow by His help in this capacity. One of my desires for a number of years now has been to continue my formal education, and I have now enrolled in a program that begins this summer. I have no assumptions about my capacity to lead this church into the future except this. God holds each one of us in his hands. He holds his church, and he holds the future. We don't need to fear. May the Lord bless you. Respectfully submitted.